Portrait of a happy man. His wife once threatened to leave him for his own good if he went on smoking, but then she relented. Percy Bone lives for his next cigarette. He knows he'll feel better for it.
Much better. Stops my nervousness.
His doctor, too, says, give it up, you'll live longer. But surely that's the luck of the draw.
I can never give it up completely. No, it's like a drug to me. If anyone's on a drug or tablets, you must have them.
There's no shortage of recruits to the 40% of the British who still smoke. And the Scots lead the world in smoking-related diseases. Let's look at a few possible causes of early death. Maybe one will die of murder. Death on the roads will claim more, perhaps 6. A matter for concern, but still not a large number. So, how about smoking? Of 1,000 smokers, how many will die ahead of their time from tobacco-related? 150. 1 in 4. These figures come from the Department of Cancer Studies at Oxford University. But the unlucky 1 in 4 dies how much ahead of his time? Richard Peto.
Some of these people would have lived 1 more year, some would have lived 5 more years, some would have lived 20 more years, and some would have lived 25 more years. And on average, they would have lived 10 or 15 more years. It's just on average. Some people killed by smoking lose a lot of life, some don't. And it's very simple. I mean, it's just that 3/4 of smokers die of some other disease before smoking gets them. I mean, if we had a policy of shooting everybody at the age of 60, then perhaps 90% of smokers wouldn't die of smoking, they'd die of being shot at the age of 60. It just depends on when other diseases happen to come in.
So the lucky smoker is the one who dies of something else before the smoking gets him. In one smoker's lifetime, there's been a complete change of opinion. In both world wars, the Tommies were well supplied with cigarettes. The British have been smoking cigarettes for longer than almost any other nation. In those days, no one knew of any risk from tobacco. Medical textbooks contained no hint that it caused cancer, bronchitis, or heart disease. It was romantic to smoke.
I think nearly every film star smoked in the olden days.
In the olden days, nobody told the heroine she tasted like a dirty ashtray. But for those who'd smoked for many years, wasn't the damage already done?
No. In fact, that's one of the most encouraging things about smoking. Obviously, if you're already dead, then it's too late to stop. But if you've been smoking for 20 years, or if you've been smoking for 30 years, or even if you've been smoking for 40 years, and you're lucky enough not yet to have cancer, or serious heart disease or lung disease due to smoking, which is true for quite a lot of people, then if you stop, you will avoid nearly all of the excess risk of dying from smoking. So if you've been smoking for 20 years, and you stop, then unless you already have cancer, or serious heart disease, serious lung disease, which you'd know about if you had, you're pretty well safe. So, in fact, it's very, very well worthwhile you're giving up. It's not at all true that 20 years smoking does so much damage that there's no point in stopping. People often say this. I think it's just a rationale for not stopping. The benefits are enormous of stopping.